Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today is going to be my movie review for Top Gun Maverick. This is a movie that I didn't really have a whole lot of hype for in 2022. I knew it was coming out, but I was like, I was just never really like a super fan of the original Top Gun movie. My dad was. He really liked that movie, and I probably watched it like 15 times. But it was just one of those movies that I was just kind of like, yeah, this is cool, but I'm not gonna be, like a hardcore fan of this. So when they announced Top Gun 2, I was not really that excited, to be honest. I went in with an open mind, of course, and wow, I was literally blown away with this movie. I was not expecting to like it this much. Like, very rarely do I go see a movie and then I'm like smiling on the way out and just constantly talking about it on the ride home. And this was one of those movies. It was just a very good film. The story was great. The visuals were amazing. It was much better than the original, in my opinion. It's got like a 97 on Rotten Tomatoes, so a lot of critics are really liking this too, and the audience scores really high as well. So people are really liking this movie, me included. And my brother really liked the movie too, and he ended up buying the Maverick combo deal at our local movie theater. Basically, you get popcorn, a drink, and then some Top Gun collectibles. So he got some aviators that come in a Top Gun little sleeve here. So you can see it's got the logo Top Gun Maverick. You take it out and you've got golden aviators, just like in the movie. They look really cool, and the quality is actually pretty good. Now onto the popcorn bucket. Now this one, it's kind of weird but kind of cool at the same time. So you can see it's the Maverick helmet here. So it says Maverick on the back. It's got all the same decals and everything, just like in the movie. Really cool. Lots of detail on there. It says Top Gun Maverick, and then you got a picture of him right here too. And to open this guy up and put your popcorn inside, you'll see there's a little indent there. You just pull it and then your popcorn just goes inside. And then when you're done, close it up. There you go. If you guys are also in Canada and go to a local Cineplex theater, you can pick this up for yourselves. But yeah, me and my brother really liked this movie, and he liked it enough to spend, I think it was like 35 bucks for the popcorn drink, popcorn bucket, and the aviators. Now let's move on to the review. The first thing that I want to talk about is Tom Cruise playing Pete Mitchell, aka Maverick. Really awesome character. I was really worried that they were just going to make him like a washed up pilot and then he just has to come back in the program, but that wasn't the case. He's still a badass. He's still really arrogant and really competitive, and I really like that they kept his character essentially the exact same over the last 30 years. He refuses to go to another area of the Navy. He just loves flying so much that he just wants to keep doing that. And Tom Cruise looks really good. Like, the dude is how old here? Let me see. Tom Cruise is 59 years old. This dude is still chiseled. He's really funny. He's really charismatic. And he just looks so much younger than he is, but at the same time, you can definitely tell he's a bit older than the other co-stars in the movie. And that's the next thing that I want to talk about is the extended cast in Top Gun 2. Lots of awesome young pilots in this movie. The main one is, of course, Miles Teller playing Goose's son. His call sign is Rooster, which was kind of funny, and I really like the dynamic between Tom Cruise and Miles Teller's character. It was just done so well. It was a really deep-rooted story. I'm not going to spoil why I like it so much, but let's just say it was written very well. There's just a ton of tension, a ton of emotion between those two characters, and I loved every second that they were on screen together. This was just a damn good movie. Like, the character arcs and the action scenes, just everything about this film was done really well. And speaking of those action scenes, they wanted to do as much as they could practically, which I'm a big fan of doing things practically, because you can definitely tell when a green screen is involved, and with this movie there's barely any green screen that I could tell, which is really good because it immerses you even more into the film. Because if you see, a ton of green screen, it kind of takes you out of that experience. Like, there's a lot of Marvel movies that use a ton of green screen, and you can definitely tell. So I'm really glad that the filmmakers didn't just see like, okay, the technology is much better 30 years from the original movie, and think maybe we can just do a ton of CGI and then it'll look really good. I'm really glad that they didn't go that route. They tried to do as much as they could with the actual planes and just the camera, and it turned out really good. Like, those flight scenes in this movie were just so damn good, especially in the third act. The third act was the best part of the movie, in my opinion. It was just done so well. The one negative that I do have with this movie is the romantic side of it, because in the original Top Gun, I would say, yeah, it was a little cheesy, was that 80s cheese romance, but I think it worked for that movie pretty well. Like, having the love interest be an actual instructor in Top Gun, I think was a pretty good twist to have, and you know, watching them fall in love was just a pretty good experience overall. In this movie, the love interest is Jennifer Connelly. She is absolutely gorgeous. Like, she's how old? I think she's a little bit older too. Let me see here. She's 51 and she is smoking hot. The chemistry between her and Tom Cruise in this film is through the roof, like much better than the original film. And although the chemistry and everything was really good between the characters, the one negative that I had was like how the whole romance happens. It's really not that well done. Maverick does have a history with her that we don't really get to see. It's more just explained. It just felt kind of lazy the way that they did the romance. It was more like Jennifer Connelly's character owns a bar, Maverick goes to the bar, Maverick gets drinks, Maverick flirts with her, and then, yeah, romance. Kind of weak, but at the same time, like, I'm not going into a Top Gun movie expecting, you know, this grand romantic story. I'm there for the action and the drama and just the overall suspense in these types of movies. Like, are they gonna make it? Are they not? Who's gonna die? Who's gonna live? And they nailed all of that hands down. Like, it was done so good. It was just the romance side of the movie that I think was a little bit weaker. And quickly, before we wrap up the review and give it my official rating, I just want to quickly go through what the plot is of the movie. So there's bad guys in the movie. They didn't really specify where they're from, which was kind of unfortunate, but I'm pretty sure it was Russians. Basically, they have a nuclear plant underground, and Maverick has to go and do this impossible run to blow it up and stop the enemy. It really felt like Star Wars, where the X-Wings had to go around the Death Star and just shoot that one significant shot to blow it up. That's really what this felt like, but with Tom Cruise and fighter jets. And I'm not complaining by any means because it was super entertaining and done really well, but it definitely did take a little bit of inspiration from Star Wars in my opinion. So basically, it is super hard to do, and the government wants to use drones to do this, but Maverick's like, no, like, humans have to do this, and that's essentially the movie there. And then they bring him into Top Gun, and he's an instructor, and he gets a new team of young pilots. And yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna spoil, you know, how they do it and who makes it and who doesn't or any of that kind of stuff, but I gotta say, damn, this was a sick movie. You need to see this in IMAX, biggest screen possible, the best sound possible. I want to go rewatch this in D-Box with the chairs moving around and everything, because I think that's going to immerse me into the film even more. And with a movie like this, with a fighter jet where you're, you know, constantly moving around, I think D-Box would be a really good experience to watch this in. But yeah, needless to say, Top Gun Maverick is an amazing film. It's one of the best sequels of all time in my opinion. Really likable characters, great storylines, awesome action, lots of suspense. There's a bit of comedy in there as well. It's just a great time, and you need to see this movie. So without further ado, I'm going to rate Top Gun Maverick an A+. This is one of my personal favorite movies of all time. I loved everything about it, start to finish. I want to get a poster and put it in the home theater. Like, it was just such a damn good movie. Please go see this movie, guys, and if you have, leave a comment down below of what you thought about it. Please try to keep it spoiler free, as this is a spoiler free review. I just can't wait to watch this again. Like, it was that good of an experience. But yeah, that's the end of the video, guys. Thank you for watching this review. If you want to see more reviews just like this one, make sure you like and subscribe. I'm going to be reviewing Stranger Things episode 1 to 7 right after this video, so stay tuned for that one. I'm also going to be unboxing the Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness Scarlet Witch tiara. Really cool prop to put in the Marvel collection over there, so stay tuned to watch that. But for now, that's the end of this video. Thank you again. I hope you guys all have a great day, and I will see you guys in the next video.